The work of an artist often speaks for them, and for Chas Fagan, his body of work can say a lot. In Charlotte, Fagan's works are prominent, such as Captain Jack, the man who delivered the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence, riding alone and risking it all.
Took it all the way up to Philadelphia and delivered it in the Continental Congress.
Captain Jack was a massive project.
Being able to lift the pounds and pounds and pounds of clay up on the piece and spreading it out and shaping it was an absolute physical joy, which I didn't know I loved until I did it.
Fagan's love of history is infused into every aspect of his work. Another example locally are the statues of King Haigler and Thomas Spratt. Haigler was the head of our region's Catawba Indians, and Spratt, a leader among the new settlers of the region. Their friendship allowed for a peaceful coexistence for years. Taking the clay form to bronze is a visually captivating process. The heat, the liquid metal, the sheer size and scale. Fagan's third historical statue in Charlotte is the one of Philip Van Avery, the head of the Lance Corporation and philanthropist.
I was excited that the local history wants to honor someone in relatively recent history, a good caretaker of the city.
Chas Fagan began his career as an illustrator and cartoonist for newspapers. The Yale University graduate never studied art formally, but his talents evolved and opportunities came. His first big break was a project for C-SPAN, a bust of Alexis de Tocqueville for the series on democracy in America. Fagan had never professionally sculpted before, but he was unfazed.
I sculpted this head and then baked it in our oven and sacrificed the lasagna dish. And the result was this classic-looking, smaller bust of Tocqueville.
Fagan's talents are now sought after across the country. He sculpted astronaut Neil Armstrong for Purdue University. A college-aged Armstrong sits in front of the hall named in his honor.
And I got to meet him, and I got to spend time with him.
Fagan was also chosen to do several statues of President Ronald Reagan at the Presidential Library, the President and First Lady Nancy Reagan. Another is at the Reagan National Airport, and another in Germany, where Reagan gave the famous speech.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
In this statue, President Reagan is holding his speech cards with those words, and inside the bronze cast is a slice of the Berlin Wall. It's the kind of detail Fagan is known for. Fagan's work is also at the National Cathedral, near the High Altar, and his work is also at the National Shrine. There's a statue of St. John Paul II welcoming visitors outside, and another showing the energetic man greeting visitors inside.
It's all kind of quiet. His scale is a little larger than life, so you're looking slightly up into his eyes. And his arms are out, and inevitably, when I'm there anonymously, I see people hugging him. And that's exactly what I wanted.
Fagan's talents also include paintings. He's painted the Bush president's father and son. He was commissioned for 2 paintings of First Lady Barbara Bush, including one for the White House. Another fascinating story is the painting of Mother Teresa. In fact, Fagan's painting of her was the one that hung high in St. Peter's Square in Rome at her canonization. It would be easy to be blown away by Chas Fagan's portfolio, but Fagan doesn't see it that way. And his humble nature seems to cringe at any notion of a celebrity artist, especially to his family.
I don't think they will ever see that. Dad as being anything but dad. They keep you extremely humble, which is fun. And I wouldn't want anything else.
Fagan is a storyteller, and his stories are told in paintings and sculptures. The detail in each will engage the visitor. The more you know about these subjects, the more you will appreciate the level of detail in each one. And Chas Fagan says he just wants to continue his work.
Absolutely. History is filled with just wonderful stories, and I love the idea of being able to capture them and to present them to people in the future.
Fagan says everyone has a story that's worth telling. He hopes to tell as many as he can in places all over the world, all the while calling Charlotte home. For Carolina Impact, I'm Suzette Reed reporting.